Can you see me now? I guess you didn't have a problem seeing me. I had a problem seeing you. Or I guess technically, since I'm recording this with a reverse facing camera, I had a problem seeing me. You had no problems at all. And you weren't even in the equation. Welcome back to the Culture Jack podcast. This is the video format podcast episodes, I guess, on our YouTube channel. If you are new here, welcome to the show. We talk about video games, movies, television, comic books, technology, that kind of thing. Anything that kind of fits in a nerd culture realm. That's what you can expect here on this channel, on these in these videos. And I have to start actually. I have to start with an apology. And the thing that I did was egregious. It was ill-informed. It was, frankly, a dereliction of my responsibility to you in this video format community. It was a crime that I don't think is capable of repenting in a satisfactory way. It was a crime that also I don't feel like there is a punishment that will duly serve justice for it. And I know there's a lot to be said about a sincere internet apology. So let me do that now. Culture Jack listeners, YouTube aficionados, Denzians of the internet far and wide, I am truly sorry for what I've done. I told you last week that there would be new podcast episodes airing this week. And that was a lie. That was not true. And for me to allow you to carry on with your everyday life and suffer the weight of an expectation that you are going to be receiving an audio listening experience unlike that you have ever experienced before was wrong. It was wrong of me to do that to you, and so I am sorry. New podcast episodes are coming next week. And so you'll have to be satisfied with like the old episodes that we already have on the Culture Jack podcast streamer. You'll have to be satisfied with the few videos I've done here on YouTube. You'll have to be satisfied with going to Amazon or Barnes & Noble and buying my book, The Obsidian Pillar by Dustin Poindexter, on bookshelves and internet retailers everywhere right now. And hopefully, between some of that, maybe in the slightest, you will be entertained. Maybe perhaps if you enjoy the sound that I make, you will be soothed in some way. And just know that I'll never let it happen again. But I probably will. Because that's how this kind of manipulative, abusive relationship goes. And so I'm sorry for that. But I am a product of my environment. What am I talking about on the show today? I'm talking about on the show. This isn't a show. This is just a video. This is a video that I'm doing for you to get into a good habit of doing videos. At which point, once I'm in the good habit of doing videos, I will improve in my delivery. I'll improve in my post-production of said video. I'll improve in my template and format to make an engaging experience that you want to come back to week in and week out. Why do I want to do that? Am I using the YouTube channel to drive traffic to my podcast, or am I using my podcast to drive traffic to this YouTube channel? I don't rightly know the answer to that question. But you're here now. And so today I wanted to talk a little bit about the writer's strike. I am recording this a week early, so maybe the writer's strike has been resolved as of yet. And many of you may not be old enough to remember, but there was a writer's strike. I can't remember when it happened. It was back in, I don't know, 2008, perhaps. And a lot of stuff still got made, but a lot of it was schlock. A lot of it was not very good at all. I remember Heroes, and I wasn't familiar. I wasn't paying attention to the space as much. So I wasn't familiar that there was a writing strike going on. I just remember there was a certain point in the show Heroes where it just seemed to get really bad. And that's because they continued production. Now I just read, and again, this I just read, I'm filming this a week early because I have got a dentist appointment. I'm going to get one of these guys. It's been a year. And when podcast episodes come out next week, my first episode, I talk about what happened to that guy, where he's gone, and how I've dealt with it. But it's been a year, and so I'm having a dental appointment done. If you're watching this video at this point, I've already had it done. It's done and completed. I'm most likely in insufferable pain, but I wanted to make sure I recorded this. So anyway, this is going to be old news based on the way time works and flows. But I read that, I think it was an IGN article maybe, that the Duffer Brothers, the directors for Stranger Things, have paused production because of the writer's strike. And I, I didn't read anything beyond the headline, so there could be a lot more to it. But it warmed my heart. It warmed my heart because I, like most of you, value well-produced movies, well-produced shows, well-produced games. And uh, if a director has the wherewithal, the means, the pull to do it, they should pull their shows or suspend their shows until the writer's strike is over, to show solidarity with the writers, the ones that oftentimes are the heart and soul behind the movie. Yeah, sometimes an actor carries, sure, sometimes great direction can really save bad writing in a movie, but the majority of films that you love, that I love, are well-written pieces, and show solidarity. Tell those streamers that you're going to suspend, you're going to cancel your account until a time where they've reached an amicable agreement with the writers. I think that's only appropriate. I saw Adam Conover on CNN talking about David Zaslav's paycheck as the CEO of Discovery, Time Warner, and the Netflix CEO's paycheck, and talking about how their paycheck alone could support what the writers are asking for like 10,000 writers. That's a lot. That's a lot. And I don't know if that's the entirety of the Writers Guild Association or not, but that's a lot of people, and that's a lot of wages. What else did I want to talk to you about? I want to talk a little bit about the writer's strike. Hopefully that ends soon. Hopefully it ends well for the writers. Their creativity and imagination have helped me through many a hard time, inspired me a many great deal times more than that as well. I also wanted to talk about Redfall. Redfall came out 2 weeks ago at this point, and it came out to a lot of criticism because of not just the nature of the game. There were some bugs, some glitches and stuff, but the game design felt incomplete, at least as far as the people that I listened to were talking about it. They and I have Game Pass. I could download it and try it myself, but honestly, all of the hubbub has inspired me not to. Similarly to like Fantastic Four, when it came out in 2015, I never ended up seeing it because all of the negative feedback about it. Same with Morbius last year, never ended up seeing it because all of the negative feedback about it. So there is something to be said. I mean, I'm living proof that whether you have good feedback or negative feedback in your movie, in your reviews, people will or won't go see it. And I'm one of those people. I'm living proof. And so similarly, I'm not playing Redfall yet. Also, I don't have like a squad to squad up with on Redfall yet. you like to squat up with Redfall, leave me a comment and let me know, and we'll squat up on Redfall, and we can decide. Viewers, reviewers be damned. Let us decide how good or not good the game really is. But I wanted to, Phil Spencer's talking about how Xbox is not going to be the winner of this console generation. I thought we were past the console wars, for one. Uh, and for two, Phil, honestly, we are getting kind of screwed as Xbox fans. And as far as first party releases go, I hope Starfield changes that. I played a lot of good games on Xbox, not necessarily first party games, but I really enjoyed the hell out of Tunic. And as far as Bethesda games go, I know this is all over the place. That's what I do. I go all over the place. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the welcome to the podcast where I go bananas for 10 to 15 minutes at a time. Redfall and Bethesda. Yes, Redfall came out to a lot of very, very big critiques and seemingly justified critiques. Is this the end of Bethesda? Does Bethesda not have enough oversight from Microsoft? Those are separate conversations to be had. But I recently downloaded another Bethesda game. I downloaded Doom from 2016. Now, I'd never played Doom. I'd seen many people play it online, and Doom's all well and good, I thought, but I downloaded it because I'm itching for a new game to play. I've got Game Pass, like I said, so download Doom, and Doom's fucking amazing. If you have not played Doom, and I'm sure Doom Eternal is even better, but Doom is so good. Like, the animation is great, the story is fantastic. So, like, the gunplay is incredible. It's very fast paced. It's very fluid, and I'm having a wonderful time with Doom. And that is in a time where I have begun to second guess a lot. I've begun to second guess a lot whether I even enjoyed playing video games anymore. I'd open up my game library and I'd just scroll and I'd click on one and then I'd close it immediately before it even started up. Like, I'm not in the mood for that. And so I was like, you know what? I need a good, fast-paced, solid first-person shooter. I've heard nothing but good things about Doom. Let's get Doom. And it's great. I'm going to beat this game. There's a lot of games that I just get into and I never beat. I put down, or I just take forever. I get distracted, but I can feel it. I can feel it in my bones. I'm going to play this one through to the end, and I'm going to enjoy the hell of it. And then I'm gonna play Doom Eternal. And if still my Redfall isn't fixed and I haven't played Redfall, I can get not just Bethesda, not just Bethesda proper, or Project id or Team id, or whatever id Software. I think that's the one that does Doom. Not just that, uh, very specifically, I can get my Arcane Studio fix by playing Dishonored and Dishonored 2, because by all rights, those games are amazing as well. And so, you know, yeah, it'd be nice if Xbox and Microsoft had some good first party titles. And it'd be nice if I downloaded them and took part in those conversations when those conversations were in the zeitgeist and were relevant at that moment. However, sometimes I think we get so caught up in being contemporary in our conversations and our gameplay that we lose sight of the fact that there are so many games. There are so many like archived games that are good, that we can still get into, that we can still enjoy and have a great time. And I'm doing that with Doom. So that was what I wanted to talk about today. That's what I wanted to tell you about. I have no idea who won Zeldathon, because this was recorded even before Zeldathon took place. So if you're tuning back in to find out whether I was victorious or not at Zeldathon, I hate to tell you, but you're going to have to tune in again next week, maybe the week after. I don't know how many of these I'm going to try and record before I have a dentist appointment. And because they have to drill a rod into my gums, and then they have to equip a tooth onto that. And I've never had my jaw drilled before, so I don't know what kind of excruciating pain I'm going to be in, what kind of long lasting soreness. And I've developed a pattern of speech with this missing tooth that allows me to avoid a lispy talking. I can talk clear enough when I'm not stumbling over my words and my brain's not tripping me up like it is right now. I don't know how to talk with a full set of teeth anymore. So I'm going to have to figure that out. Maybe I'm not going to like the sound of my voice. And if you don't like the sound of my voice, why are you here nearly 16 minutes into this broadcast? That's ridiculous. New episodes coming out next week. I promise you, I checked the date and we're getting them. The 26th of May. That's when my first recorded audio podcast comes out for the relaunch of the Culture Jack podcast. You can check out archived episodes over there if you'd like. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Amazon. We're on Pandora Radio. We are on audible.com. So we got a lot of old episodes on all those old streamers, but new ones are coming out next week. Again, check out my book. You can do that as well. Oh, let's get serious again. Let's get somber. I'm really sorry for lying to you about that episode thing. And that's it. That's it for this video broadcast podcast channel, YouTube. Keywords, tag them. Here we go into the episode. I hope your week was great, and I hope your weekend is even better. Cheers.